Welcome to Canterbury Life for Friday. I'm Annie Roach, your host. On the Today Show, it's not called the Today Show, it's actually called Canterbury Life, but today on the show, actually we learn more about a very special fundraising concert, and our roving reporter Emma Cropper meets a lady that's proposed to in a very different way, but I'm just dying for you to meet the first guest. It's Ian Finer. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's so nice to have somebody who's excited to talk about space.
Oh, I love it. Yep.
You do, don't you?
Yep.
And it all kicks off with the International Day of Human Space Flight, which is tomorrow, the 12th of April, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
And the United Nations observe it, but it's not a public holiday, is it?
No. So it's more, you're more finding interested groups all around the world that get together and just have a party and just celebrate it. And they call it Yuri's Night after Yuri Gagarin, who was the astronaut. So.
And there's a big statue of Yuri in Russia, isn't there?
Yes.
A big white one.
Yep.
It
I believe
looks
so.
tremendously huge. Is it as big as I think it is?
I'm not too sure. I need to go to Russia to have a look myself, so it's on the list of things to do. So.
Well, yes, if anybody can, I think you can, because you're at university at the moment, aren't you,
Yep.
Ian?
Yes,
and
that's correct.
Your study is engineering.
Yes.
With a mind to do
something in space.
Something in space, of
Yeah.
course. What would you really like to do, given that it's your dream? What would you like to do in space?
I would love to be an astronaut, to be honest. I mean, every little kid has that dream when at school, and astronaut. But then as you get on in life, you kind of realise, maybe I can do that. So for me, that would be the ultimate, and to go to Mars or something, that would be amazing.
Why would you like to go to Mars?
It's just somewhere different. It's like the new final frontier, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So,
is there water there or isn't there?
Yeah,
Could we breathe there or couldn't we?
Yeah. Is the alien face in the rock or is there not? So.
Oh, tell me more about that.
I think back in the 70s they had a photograph of an orbiting spacecraft, took a picture, and there was a rock there that kind of looked like an outline of a face or whatever. So.
Do you think it is?
I think it's been confirmed. It was just the shape of the mountain or whatever. But
disappointing.
But it'd still be worth going to have a look just to make sure. You never know.
What sort of things would you like to do, given that if that dream actually, let's say when that dream comes true, what sort of things would you particularly like to do when you get there?
I think it'd be really cool if you could kick a rugby ball around on Mars. How fun would that be? So, but I'm really open to anything. We'll just go with the flow, and we'll just take it as it comes and see how it turns out.
So you'd like to go to America and hook up with the NASA people, and
that'd be a good dream to start with, I think. So.
Well, you're already making the path there by doing your engineering.
Yep.
How would you get in touch with people like NASA? I mean, is there a phone number, or is it tricky? What do you have to do to talk to them about it?
I guess it just comes down to getting into the right circles of people, start putting yourself out there, and going to the conferences and everything where NASA people are, and just kind of work your network, I think, and then just keep your fingers crossed always behind your back, and just kind of, I think, get in like that. But I think it definitely helps knowing someone, so forming that network and then working on that and going from there, I think, would be the key to it, without having a US passport at the moment. So, yeah.
Well, apart from engineering, and you obviously have got a really good positive approach to thinking about what to do, what else do you need to have? Apart from a passport, you could say, well, look, I've got this engineering degree, but what sort of things do they have that make them, to that standard of, I'm a NASA astronaut? I mean, what would you have to do?
I think just get your degree, your qualification. It doesn't have to be engineering or anything for anyone wanting to do it, and just pursue that, as far as you can go. Maybe you can do some kind of study which is related to spaceflight or anything to do with that, and just go as far as you can go with it, and just, I think, apply for the NASA and the astronauts, and just hope you get picked. So,
have you always had an interest in the stars? When you were a boy, did you look up there and just go, I just really want to be up there?
Yeah, I have. I remember getting a telescope for a Christmas present. I think I must have been about 10 or 11 years old, and looking at the moon for the first time, and it was just like, wow, this is amazing. So it'd be,
Were you just hooked then?
I was, and it's just kind of the interest has slowly grown since then. So just, yep.
Oh, well, look, it's lovely to meet you, and I really hope you get there.
Thank you very
much. And I hope to see NASA written across here. Well done.
Definitely.
Thank you. After the break, we find out more about a concert happening this weekend to raise funds for Corazon Grande Orphanage.
Be watching CTV News first at 5 and you could win up to $5,000 every week with CTV's cash giveaways. For more information, visit our website and be watching CTV News first at 5.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring moving company. Oi!
The home show sale is on. Hi, Mike from Four Seasons. We have the largest range of gas and wood burners on display. All wood burners and gas fires are heavily reduced. Save up to $1,300 on fire and flue packages. The home show sale at Four Seasons Home and Leisure, Tower Junction Mega Centre.
Missed a show or want to watch it again? CTV is fitting in with your lifestyle. Be in control with CTV On Demand. Check out our website and follow the links. ctv.co.nz.
Hi, Rob Coate-Williams. Join me with Rob's Country every Friday at 7:30 in the evening when I take you out of town and talk about anything that's country.
Rob's Country, Friday at 7:30.
Welcome back. I'm now joined by John Gardner and Faye Manning. It's really special to have you both here today because what you're doing is trying to raise funds for an orphanage in Bolivia. That's right, isn't it?
That's right, yes. Chapel Brass, we have 3 concerts a year, always to raise funds for somebody else. And this year, it's for the orphanage that Faye is connected with. And the players this year, of course, is Chapel Brass. We have the Tottle Trio, which are 3 members of the Christchurch Symphony Orchestra, and Grant Bartley on piano, and that marvellous group, the Vocal Network. Sunday afternoon, it's going to be a great time.
And that is at the Baptist Church there?
Littleton Street, Spraydon.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, 2
That'd be
p.m.
nice. Now, it's $10 a ticket, isn't it?
Yes.
And all of the money is going to the orphanage?
That's right.
So, Faye, can I ask you about the orphanage? I actually saw it on YouTube. It was, you know, the one I mean?
Yes.
It was really stunning.
It's quite heart-wrenching, isn't it?
It is, because they showed a picture of each girl and their name.
That's right.
Which really made your heart go out to
That's
each
right,
one. And it showed the building every now and then, which looked huge.
Yeah.
But it also showed them in their daily life. They're eating together at the table, they're doing their homework. But what is it that connects you with that place, that makes you want to fundraise for it?
We actually, my family, as a family, we lived in Bolivia for 6 years, and we spent time, we worked at a hospital, and I've got a real, I guess, a heart for children, and I visited some orphanages there. Bolivia has a sad history in that it has a lot of orphanages. And
can I ask why is that? Why is there so many?
Prime reason is poverty. Most of the children, like about 60% of the children, are not orphans, as in that they have a living mother or father, but they're just too poor to look after them, so they pop them in an orphanage. A lot of the children have been abused too, which is, you know, sort of very sad as well.
Is this all throughout Bolivia?
Yes, it is. Yes, they have statistics, and also South American statistics are hard sometimes to get them together. But about 10% of the children in Bolivia are actually in orphanages, which is it's a huge statistics, and it is predominantly because of poverty. Parents unable to really feed their children, so they put them in an orphanage. Yeah.
That is a really sad story,
it
because
is. Yeah.
You often think, orphanage because parents have died, and that's why those children are there. But to hear that, that's a huge, hard issue. It must be so hard for the parents, and a big adjustment for the children.
Yeah, and we knew the woman who runs the orphanage, Siv. She was a good friend of ours, and she's always had a heart. She worked with children in a different capacity, always had a heart she would like to run an orphanage. The sad thing is that there are some orphanages, and not trying to make a judgment call, but they're actually not run well. And it's often quantity, not quality. I went to visit an orphanage, there was 400 children, and trying to parent or love children, 400 children. And, I understand that, when there's a need, it has to be met. But Siv has decided, that's the woman who runs the orphanage, she wants it not just to be about quantity but quality, and she only has 24 children, and she runs them. She has 2 houses, and the children live as sisters. It's all girls. They live as sisters. They have tias, which are like the Spanish for auntie, who lives with them. They cook their meals, they clean, they play, they probably fight. They're brought up as close in a family environment.
And this is the Corazon.
Corazon Grande, yeah.
So they're really trying to bring about the quality there.
Yeah, they're wanting
as opposed to what you were saying about that one with 400. I mean, that must be quite difficult for everyone concerned.
It is. I mean, every child is precious, and you want children to be loved and to be fed. So of course, the policy of just bring them in, but actually the reality is often what they're doing is raising children who just propensate the poverty cycle. They leave poorly educated, poorly loved, with lots of issues. They go back out into the community, and at 14, 15 the girls are pregnant, and there goes the circle again. And I think Siv just wants to, she wants to she wants to make a difference in these girls' lives. Yeah.
It sounds like she's going about it in a really beautiful way, in a very caring way. What about the individual needs of the girls? I mean, do they actually get to explore their talents, like say if they're interested in singing or music or art or sport, do they get to explore that in that
Yes, they
sort
do,
of
and
environment?
that's again because it's the quality. When we've been there, we've visited the girls, and there were some little girls going to ballet, and then they showed us their ballet photos.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And there's some, there's particular children who do have, predominantly about 90% of the girls have been abused sexually. So some of them having counselling, and Siv is actually paying for them to sort of have some counselling to sort these issues out.
Well, that's so important. She sounds like an amazing person, and both of you are to support this, and we will be supporting it in Christchurch as well. Fantastic event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Now
you.
we're going to visit a very special lady.
CTV News and Weather, first at 5. Be the first to find out about the rebuild, local politics, business, sports, culture and community. CTV News and Weather, first at 5, only on CTV.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference more mobility makes.
Potholes. To some, a simple hole in the ground, causing no harm and no concern. But don't let that fool you. Potholes are dangerous. Did you know potholes have been linked to numerous nasty falls and flat tyres? So if you have a pothole situation on your property, don't panic. Call the Pothole Repair Company. They'll fix your potholes in a jiffy. So next time you see a pothole on your driveway or in your car park, call the Pothole Repair Company.
Ready to go, mate? Flight leaves at 4:30.
Relax, mate. We'll park at Airpark Canterbury.
Airpark Canterbury, privately owned and operated with a free 24/7 shuttle service. Call 0800 Airpark or book online at airparkcanterbury.co.nz.
With concerns about resistance, we changed to Eclipse E and the results have been outstanding.
We use Eclipse to grow all our dairy replacements to their full potential.
For optimum weight gains, for 5-star beef contracts, we use Eclipse.
Eclipse, boron and injection for cattle. Proudly available from your local vet.
G'day, this is Fletch, your presenter of the TV show Classic Restos. It's the show where it's your chance to see completed restorations being shown, driven and enjoyed.
It's the latest trend to hit the internet. Massive group dances taking over public spaces without any notice. But this one's special.
Who cares, baby? I think I want to marry you.
Meet Ken and Louise, the newly engaged couple seen in the video. A proposal can be nerve-wracking for many. Add a couple of hundred of people watching, and Ken was feeling the nerves.
And I was just like sweaty and getting real nervous. And everyone was like, "Come and make sure I'm all right." And I felt like I had just been tipped a whole bucket of water on me. I was just that sweaty and that nervous.
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you. Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dance?
The video proposal has gone viral, being watched by almost 40,000 people online. And now the pair are recognised when they step outside of their house.
We've had strangers come up and congratulate us that have recognised us from the video.
Yeah, we went to the bridal expo that was a couple of weekends ago, and this girl came up to us and asked if we were the ones from the video and congratulated us.
Girl, who cares if we're trash? Got a pocket full of cash we can blow. Shots of patrol.
The videos even brought light to the softer side of some grown men.
Stories of like grown men watching it and actually getting teary-eyed as well. That's pretty cool to know that there is some sort of emotion in Kiwi fellas to watch that and have teary-eye moments. Is pretty
cried.
Awesome.
I cried halfway up the aisle.
The flash mob was organised by Serock, who teach dancing in Canterbury. Thanks to their help with the entire event, they're now being included as part of the wedding, and Ken and Louise are joining classes.
So the dancing thing, that's really awesome for a couple for fitness and just to have a good old time together. It was awesome.
Because they did it for nothing. Like they didn't ask for $8.
All volunteers.
Yeah, so in our way to thank Matt and Deb, we want to invite them to our wedding because they did a big part of what it has become.
Major plans had gone into the proposal. Ken made sure he'd asked all the right people.
The special thing, I guess, about them being involved was Ken had them fully involved. So December of last year, he asked my dad's permission to marry me, and he also asked my children, which was pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty nervous asking your dad.
Pretty special. But he involved the family as much as he could, and they feel so special and valued because of that, which was amazing.
But it's not just about the proposal. The wedding plans are well underway.
We're very, very excited, and we just went straight into it and got colour schemes and got a venue booked and a date set, and so that'll be next year, September of next year.
And the story is one to pass on to the grandchildren.
Amazing story and amazing video for the grandkids. It's something very, very special and very unexpected, especially from quiet old Ken, who's also not a big people crowd person. It was amazing. He did really well.
The pair are both mechanics who met at their course, but despite what others saw, it wasn't exactly love at first sight, but now they're inseparable.
I guess it's like meeting your soulmate. It's just something clicked straight away and something was right straight away, and it's never been a day that I've ever second-guessed anything about our relationship, and to feel so happy, it's just an amazing feeling. It's just unreal. Yeah. It is a true love thing. Like, I didn't really, I think, believe in true love, but...
That's what a lot of people say, is that they don't believe in it, and then when they see the video that we did, the proposal I did, they sort of see that rekindles their faith and love and stuff, and you know, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. Just say I do. Tell me right now, baby. Tell me right now, baby. Baby, just say I do. Tell me right now, baby. Tell me right now, baby. Baby, oh, it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you.
Oh, that was so beautiful. They'll remember that forever. Now let's have a little sneak preview of tonight's Rob's Country Clips.
New Zealand's farmed its cows out mostly outdoors for the last, probably over 100 years. What's changing that you think, requires a system change?
Oh, well, now we realise that these cows are dropping a lot of nitrogen in their urine down into the soil and that it's going down into the water. It's been happening for a long time, but now that we're farming more intensively, it's got even worse, and it's clear we've got to do something about it.
Does an indoor system mean a high input system?
An indoor system is a high input system, so it's going to have high costs, but the key question is whether you can spread those costs over increased production, so your overall cost of production per litre of milk or kilogram of milk solids is hopefully no higher. And that's what we've got to work on to get those systems right so that the costs aren't too high.
We've talked about environmental. Just on the environmental note, surely they're still producing the same amount, possibly more, urine and effluent. That's still got to go somewhere at some stage. So does that require quite big storage systems? How do they work?
Yes, a lot of the cost of having housed cows is that you really do need big effluent systems. You need big ponds, you need systems to separate off the solids from the liquid part. From an environmental point of view, all the benefits come from being able to control when and where the effluent goes, and that costs money.
So let's just talk about animal welfare, I suppose. There's two extremes, aren't there? Very hot and very cold, and the benefits you get from an indoor system with that. Do you just want to explain those?
Animal welfare is an important issue, but the Europeans and the Americans have been working on this for many years. And if there were significant animal welfare issues, then it would show up in animal health and it would show up in poor production. The reality is that the cows actually rather like being inside most of the time. It's not unlike us. We like to go outside for an hour or two or three, and then we like to come back inside where it's not too hot and it's not too cold. So the cows that are inside, in the winter they do need a little bit less feed because it's not so cold. But yes, in a cow, the rumen of a cow, it's like an enormous furnace. And in summertime, cows actually suffer from heat stress. Once again, want to get away from that sun and the heat. So there are benefits. The cow is putting a lot less effort into walking out around the paddocks every day. She's spending less energy keeping warm in winter, and she's less stressed in summer. Now, there are some horror stories about housed cows, but those stories exist for cows out on pastures as well. So it's all about monitoring, making sure the systems are right. And the simple answer is that in most places of the world, the cows are housed. Those cows typically produce twice as much milk as New Zealand's cows out on pasture. And without wanting to say that there's only one way of doing it, now's the time when we've got to open our minds and look again at the alternatives to our traditional pasture system.
And I think the other thing too is not walking to and from the shed every day. They're not getting lameness or any stones in their feet or anything. Do you want to mention that at all? Or?
Yeah, one of the quite important issues of the traditional pasture system is lameness. And this is related to the amount of walking they do and on hard surfaces. Now, there are other health issues when you bring the cows inside. Once again, these are all manageable. Most of the world has learnt how to manage those. And if the health issues were significant, then the cows wouldn't produce the milk. I know some farmers that I know of one farmer in particular who has a system where he's only got enough shed space for the cows to be inside one day and outside the next. So they share the housing system. And there's no doubt that the cows want to go back into the house rather than going out into the paddock a lot of the time.
So if this is a big change, how do you go about convincing not only farmers but also the general public that this might be a viable option?
Well, a lot of farmers are already convinced this is a viable option. So there are many farmers who are saying, oh no, this is not for us and we would hate that system. That's fine. But we think there's more than 300 farmers in New Zealand who now have some form of off-paddock wintering. So there are lots of people out there who are testing the boundaries, working out different ways of doing things. Now, from my own perspective, I'm just really keen to get out there and learn from all these farmers. The learnings don't initially come from research institutions. There's a whole lot of farmers out there that are pushing the boundaries, doing exciting new things. And in many cases, it will be farmers learning from other farmers. And we need to make sure that we capture the learnings and the knowledge of these pioneers out there who are developing these new systems. So we've got to capture their knowledge and then make it available to other people. But of course, we've also got to convince the urban population that this is a good thing to do, and that means we've got to have total transparency.